love that I can barely speak English or Spanish. I don't know what the fuck I be speaking sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit about me. You know what I mean? That makes me different. Yo, how are you American and you can't even speak English or Spanish? This should be all gibberish. I don't know. I don't know. It's just me. It's me.
Swag, y'all. I said, oh my God.
And let's talk about it, man.
So Preston's got a little show, you know what I'm saying? Main the Milkman was going hard at Fat Joe. I said, hello, that nigga need to lean back. Because if you're a real Big Pun fan like Presence is, because when I was younger, I grew up in the Bronx too. So I had Bronx people, so I really know. But if Main the Milkman would have really was a real Big Pun fan, he would know why Fat Joe don't want to hang out with certain people. But I'm about to get to that juice. You see? Presents.
Fat Joe was nowhere in sight.
Dang. I said, Presents, calm down. But let's get this shit started. So this is basically the after show. Main the Milkman, y'all go check out Behind the Bar. He had his opinions about why Fat Joe didn't go to the Big Pun revealing of the street. If you're a real Big Pun and Fat Joe fan, you would know why he didn't go there. Because yeah, you talked about, yeah, I mean, you interviewed Chris Rivers, and that was dope. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Chris Rivers. You know what I'm saying?
Presence is the best out of everybody.
Shout out Chris Rivers. But the whole thing is, you really gotta know the situation. So let me not go too extra. Let me not go too extra, but let's start the show. I said, oh my God.
Bless my brother, the one and only Big Pun. He got a block named after him today, Fordham Road. If you've never been to the Bronx, that is a hell of an accomplishment. Big Pun Plaza on Fordham Road and the Grand Concourse. I was watching. I was tuned in. My prayers is up for Pun. Everybody on this side of Terror Squad, prayers is up for Big Pun. I seen Khaled on the notes. All of us praying for him.
Notice how he says, and I'm gonna pause the video throughout the video because I really want to break it down. Notice how he, says prayers up for Big Pun. Correct me if I'm wrong, but usually when somebody passes away, especially if it's been over 20 years ago, you usually give condolences or prayers. I'll keep the family in my prayers of your loss and everything like that. So it's automatically, kind of like a slide shot that he's throwing at
in President's opinion, that's not a slide shot. A slide shot is saying no prayers up to Big Pun and his family, or not even making a video about it. That's just President's, because I grew up listening to Big Pun and Fat Joe. That's why I told y'all on the other episode that I like the Chris Rivers review that Main the Milkman did. I said I always like Big Pun a lot more than Biggie, only because I always heard Biggie. Every party, every radio station, da-da-da. But I respect Biggie. But I heard Biggie so much, I only heard Big Pun just a dash. I wish they would make a Big Pun movie. And I was just saying that about a month ago, but y'all believe it or not. But Main the Milkman, if somebody says rest in peace to anything, that's just what it means. You said correct you if you're wrong. You're just going a little deep, but more juice.
By not acknowledging the family, kind of like a slide shot that he's throwing at by not acknowledging the family, because Big Pun, I'm sorry, Fat Joe and the Pun family has been, going through different beefs or whatever you want to call it for the past over 20 years. So pay attention how he acknowledges and says rest in peace, condolences to Big Pun. And
that's what I'm saying. Main the Milkman said it right. He basically said rest in peace. That's why he said it the right way, because if you say prayers up to the family, that's what it means. You know, it's all different slang and languages. But let's go. Maindamilkman behind the ball review. I said, oh my God, presents.
That statement doesn't even really make sense, but I could be wrong.
Wrong. And that is my opinion. But let's continue.
If you don't have good things to say about somebody, I'd rather you not say it. So me.
And that is a fact. See, he's telling you. But I'm going to let you know. I'm going to show you the videos and proof why fatjoe doesn't mess with, you know, Big Pun's wife and, you know, certain. And then he did more. I'm going to show you. It's just warmed up time, and there's no disrespect, but you know what I'm saying?
That I can barely speak English or Spanish. I don't know what the fuck I be speaking sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit about me. You know what I mean? That makes me different.
So let's go.
God bless my. If you don't have good things to say about somebody, I'd rather you not say it. So me, I could not go over there because there were people over there that I just ain't feeling. And I ain't never going to feel.
All right, so he says he couldn't attend the Big Pun unveiling of Big Pun Plaza because there's people who he doesn't feel, who he's never going to feel. And the thing about a lot of these motherfuckers, man, they like to throw subliminals, right? They would throw a shot at somebody, but afraid to say their name or whatever, for whatever the situation may be.
It's not afraid to say their name. Sort of like me coming after your cast, and you don't want to talk about presence behind the ball. It's not about afraid, and it's about giving niggas light. So you know what I'm saying. So fatjoe, I'm going to let y'all know in a few minutes why he don't want to be around them. You know what I'm saying. Sort of like the whole 50 Cent and you know his you know what I mean. But let's go.
Name, nigga, stop being afraid. Say their name and say how you feel.
Hold on. Say that again. Presence been on your cast member's neck. Just say the name. Say my name and tell you how you feel. Tell Raz Girl and Pink Sugar and Larry Beach and Willie B to talk about me. Tell them since you want fucking fatjoe to motherfucking spill the beans and shit. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna criticize? This is pretty Razzy.
Name or whatever, for whatever the situation may be. Say their name, nigga. Stop being afraid. Say their name and say.
Come on, man. How you gonna tell fatjoe to say the name, but don't want your cast member to say my name? I said, oh my God. Checkmate.
Phil. But so he's talking about people from Terror Squad, like Cuban Link, and also the family of Big Pun. You know, he doesn't want to be in the same area as those people. Is he scared? I see Willie B in the live chat say he's shook. You know, he could be. You know, because you know what are you afraid of? Because mind y'all, the Bronx is fatjoe.
First of all, fatjoe is not afraid of nothing. You know what I'm saying? But let me continue.
Hometown. And it seems like, you know, he can't go home. If you ask me my personal opinion, you know.
Whoa, yo, see, that's what I'm saying. Behind the bar, you're reaching a little bit. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to explain to you behind the bar, Maindamilkman, the reason, because like I said, since I was 6 years old, I don't know if it was 6, probably 10 or something. But when fucking Big Pun came around, I had family in the Bronx. So I would hear Big Pun, you know what I'm saying, I would experience that. And then, like, the tragic situation happened, you know, but Big Pun was, you know, everything. But I actually know a lot more information because you claim that you like Chris Rivers and Big Pun, you know him so much, you really don't know. Because it's so much more, and I'm going to show you the proof. You know what I'm saying? Presence.
Hold on. They ran him out the city.
The proof of why fatjoe doesn't want to stand next to certain people. I'm going to show you the proof. And if you really knew fatjoe and Big Pun, you would have been knew this. But you know, presence. I'm going to show you.
He's in Miami right now. He moved to Florida, and as he should have. Why would you want to be rich and a millionaire living inside the Bronx? And that doesn't make any sense. I get all of that. What I'm saying to y'all is this. It seems like the nigga, you know, can't come home. That's my personal opinion. Y'all can say I'm wrong.
Can't come home. He was just in the Bronx with Fred the Godson. So it's not he can't come home, man. He was out there already. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not he chose to not come to the Bronx. He come to the Bronx anytime he want to. It's just the people that he chooses, you know, not to be around. But you know, let's go.
Under the whole Big Pun thing. Mind you, he went home a few months ago to go check out my guy.
Oh, damn. Okay, damn. You read my mind. Okay, shit. behind the bar, you on top.
Under the whole Big Pun thing. Mind you, he went home a few months ago to go check out my guy Fred the Godson's unveiling of his street, but he refused to pull up, and he's going to explain why. Let's talk about it. Let's go.
So when everybody DMs me or says your little thing and the whole terror squad, yo, bro, I will never step beside these people ever in life. And I know I'm trying to keep the light, but I'm just letting you know, when you try to bring a dude's character, in my life, all I have is my word. My word is my bond. I've never broken my word for nobody. If I shook your hand and I told you it's peace, I shook your hand and I told you it's peace. If I had a problem with you, I let you know. And so I'm not standing beside nobody talking about, yo, let's do it for Pun. No, I'm not. When you slander me, you slander my word and make me look.
Now, this is the key word. When you slander fatjoe and slander his word, listen, and here's I'm just showing y'all. You know what I mean? No,
is he for 2 decades in the hood? I cannot
listen.
And make me look crazy for 2 decades in the hood. I cannot stand next to you. I'm never standing next to you. My kids is never standing next to you kids. Nobody's standing next to nobody. He just ain't doing that. And so when we talk about the legacy of Big Pun, we're talking about uplifting him for 20 years. You've never heard me nor nobody on my side ever talk disrespect or ever bring down Pun. All we do is uplift Pun.
That's the key word. Now, the next clip I'm going to show you is the reason why fatjoe doesn't mess with, I'm not saying he don't mess with Chris Rivers, because I got the evidence that he did want to, but he don't mess with the other. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you. Listen to that again. He giving y'all clues, and I'm breaking it down for you, because apparently other people, you know, they appreciate, you know, behind the bar and shit, but you really didn't really know everything, but you had good juice.
Talk disrespect or ever bring down.
Listen. He said he never disrespected or talked bad about Big Pun. That's the key word.
You've never heard me nor nobody on my side ever talk disrespect or ever bring down Pun. All we do is uplift Pun, call him an icon. Because we're still relevant 20 years later and we're that strong, people have to salute him the right way, because his brother's in power and they know he's watching. He the real one. And so I know I might get some of you people mad, but that's on you.
I'm talking about some of them people mad, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, behind the bar, you know what I'm saying?
I know I might get some of you people mad, but that's on you. Last year, we did a tribute to Big Pun in the historical Radio City Music Hall. The Locks came out, Buster came out, Beat Nuts came, the whole world. And something that I never disclosed, and I'm not trying to talk down on nobody, but I invited his son, who raps, apparently, raps.
All right, listen to this shot, y'all. So he knows.
So now, that's what I'm saying now. He made a mistake. You got to realize, you know, fatjoe been around the world 100,000 times. So he made a mistake by saying he raps apparently. Raps and apparently meaning that you actually got a CD that sells or something. No disrespect to Chris Rivers, but he said, and then he corrected himself. So don't go extra. But here's the reason why fatjoe, and I'm you know, sidetracking right now for y'all. fatjoe does not mess with, you know, certain, you know, Big Pun's, you know, wife type shit, because she started exposing Big Pun, things that we should have never even known. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Maindamilkman was like, oh, that was fatjoe cash cow, but no, she started exposing Big Pun, which is like, I'm just explaining, so I'm not here nor there, I'm just letting you know. But that's why he said, nobody on Terror Squad ever disrespected Big Pun. And he's basically talking about Big Pun's own woman disrespecting him. But Chris Rivers was a little kid, and kids listen to their parents. You know what I'm saying? So you got to realize that, just like what I say with the 50 Cent shit. Of course, 50 Cent wanted his son around, but Mom Dukes, I've been in situations like that before, you know, where, you know, Mom Dukes be trying to get in mine, but, you know, that shit ain't work. But here's the reason why Fat Joe doesn't mess with, you know, Big Pun's wife, because she exposed the fact that he sort of, pistol whipped her and recorded it and showing shit like that and exposing it for a little check. That's why Fat Joe does not mess with. So why would Fat Joe disrespect Big Pun and go around that? Maybe if it was just Chris Rivers and him, but why would Fat Joe, as big as clout, as many followers as he has, as much network he has, he's going to go through that because of this? And if you're a real Big Pun fan, Fat Joe fan, you would know things like this. But I'm going to show y'all this, not me.
Those values for a woman experiencing domestic abuse, how do you come forward?
And this is the documentary that Fat Joe's wife put out on him, Maindamilkman. That's why Fat Joe didn't want to be around, you know, Big Pun's wife. But let's go. If you knew it.
But hold those values for a woman experiencing domestic abuse, how do you come forward when you have this vow of silence? It's basically like you're a snitch, and snitches are not well liked in hip-hop.
So his wife snitched on Big Pun. Snitches is not well liked in hip-hop. Why would Fat Joe associate himself with Big Pun's wife? And this is all just documented. Y'all can look it up. I'm just speaking. But why would Fat Joe associate his life around a snitch? The dude just said it. His wife snitched on him. It's a documentary, and snitches is not good in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So his wife showed camera footage of things that Big Pun did. So she made Big Pun look bad. If she would have never did that, maybe. But, you know, let me continue.
Big Pun installed security cameras in the house. The videotape captured his violent behavior.
There was always guns in our house all the time. And he was looking for this.
That's Big Pun's wife.
Back 10, it was usually under the pillow. I retrieved the gun and I give it to him. And right there on the video, you see he just pistol with me. It hit me across the face. I was like, oh my God. I thought my eye popped out. I was in so much pain and I was so livid. And I took the shotgun. Clang, clang, and I'm standing there on the top of the stairs. And if you look at the tape, then you see him on the bottom of the stairs looking up, yelling. I never really wanted to kill my kid's father, so I ended up putting the shotgun down.
Finally, in 1999, Liza reached a breaking point.
One day I fed him something, I made him.
So that's why, you know what I'm saying, she doesn't. I mean, that's why Fat Joe doesn't want to associate himself, you know what I'm saying, on that side. But I guess let's continue, you know what I'm saying?
Under the whole Big Pun thing. Mind you, he went home a few months ago to go check out my guy Fred the Godson's unveiling of his street, but he refused to pull up, and he's going to explain why. Let's talk about it. Let's go.
So when everybody DMs me or says your little thing and the whole terror squad, yo, bro, I will never step beside these people ever in life. And I know I'm trying to keep the light, but I'm just letting you know, when you try to bring a dude's character, in my life, all I have is my word. My word is my bond.
Listen.
I've never broken my word for nobody. If I shook your hand and I told you it's peace, I shook your hand and I told you it's peace. If I had a problem with you, I let you know. And so I'm not standing beside nobody talking about, yo, let's do it for Pun. No, I'm not.
See, that the evidence I just showed y'all is what it is. And Fat Joe, all respect, but I know how you speak, you know, but I'm a fan of you and Pun, so I understand. No disrespect, you know what I'm saying? I respect, but, you know, I know, you know what I'm saying? I know exactly what you're talking about.
When you slander me, you slander my word and make me look crazy for 2 decades in the hood, I cannot stand next to you. I'm never standing next to you. My kids is never standing next to your kids. Nobody's standing next to nobody.
Yeah.
He just ain't doing that.
You see?
And so when we talk about the legacy of Big Pun, we're talking about uplifting him for 20 years.
20.
You've never heard me nor nobody on my side ever talk disrespect or ever bring down.
That is presence. The video I showed you was from a long time ago, after Pun passed, so his wife was trying to get money off a documentary or whatever. She made documentary slandering him. He just said out of 20 years of him making music, he never ever slandered Big Pun. So him going to, if it was just him and Chris Rivers did, maybe I believe he would have, but it's the other parties. You know what I'm saying? Rewind.
You've never heard me nor nobody on my side ever.
Great content, Steven Johnson. Appreciate it.
Ever talk disrespect or ever bring down.
I'm going to show you some more.
Pun. All we do is uplift Pun. Call him an icon. Because we're still relevant 20 years later and we're that strong.
He never disrespected Pun, and look at him 20 years later.
People have to salute him the right way because his brother's in power and they know he's watching.
Yes.
He the real one. And so I know I might get some of you people mad. But that's on you.
Oh my God.
Last year, we did a tribute to Big Pun in historical Radio City Music Hall. The Locks came out, Buster came out, Beat Nuts came out, the whole world. And something that I never disclosed, and I'm not trying to talk down on nobody, but I invited his son, who raps, apparently.
Yeah.
Raps.
All right, listen to this shot, y'all. So he knows.
So basically, you know what I'm saying, Fat Joe just told y'all, but you know what I'm saying, here's the other footage of the reason before Maine started talking about, oh, he knows that Chris River raps, he made a mistake. But you know what I mean, but this is another proof of the reason why Fat Joe does not mess with, Big Pun's wife. He told Big Pun's wife to get a job. He told her he'll help her get a salon. And she just wants to keep exposing. And it's coming from Fat Joe. And this is things that I knew growing up, watching these videos from a long time ago, because I know them. I mean, not know them. Oh. I just was saying Big Pun need a fucking movie. You know what I mean? But she really, let a lot of cats out of the bag. So that's why he don't want to associate himself with somebody who tried to, mess up Big Pun name. But listen.
But understanding some things, because we're getting a lot of calls and emails, and there's a Big Pun documentary coming out, and it's stirring up a lot of controversy, and his wife is getting a lot of interviews because of it. They say that she's living in a shelter.
See, that's where that come from. A documentary, that means they're getting a little bit of bread to talk a little junk, and that's where the video of her showing, Big Pun doing what he did. But shoot, man, we all go through our little things, but
Now, people, especially on Twitter and all that, they're asking us, how can this be happening? Why doesn't Fat Joe take care of her?
That's a great question. What happened?
Y'all can hit the like too if y'all fucking with me, but let's go.
This is after Pun passed, we put together an album. She told me that she was broke. Now, mind you, Big Pun made millions and millions of dollars while he was alive. Mm-hmm. He spent a lot of money. 10 Mercedes Benzes, 10 motorcycles, whatever the case may be. I had no clue that he was broke. She steps to me and she says, Joe, I'm broke. We got no money. I said, well, listen.
See, now this is about, this is around the time, obviously, the tragic, Big Pun did. But then right after, she started doing things like this. And you think if this is my brother, and somebody did some things like that just to get a little bit of bucks for a quick second, and years later, no, he's a legend. Big Pun's a legend. But somebody tried to come up off his name, and I shouldn't even be talking about this right now. I shouldn't even be talking about how Big Pun, pistol whipped, his wife and stuff. We shouldn't have known about that. But like I said, since I was a kid, I've been loving Big Pun. You know what I'm saying? But let's go.
I'm not going to feel sorry for you because you're Big Pun's wife forever.
No, hold on, let me go back. My bad. Let me go back.
He spent a lot of money, 10 Mercedes Benzes, 10 motorcycles, whatever the case may be. I had no clue that he was broke. She steps to me and she says, Joe, I'm broke. We got no money.
And this is Fat Joe talking about Big Pun's wife. Let's go.
Well, listen, people not going to feel sorry for you because you're Big Pun's wife forever. Whatever the case may be, I had no clue
Listen
that
to that
broke.
shit.
She steps to me and she says, Joe, I'm broke. We got no money. I said, well, listen, people not going to feel sorry for you because you're Big Pun's wife forever. I said, well, listen, people not going to feel sorry for you because you're Big Pun's wife forever. I'm going to get you some money. Now, what do you do? So she tells me,
So for y'all who think that Fat Joe was not trying to help Big Pun's wife and his son, y'all just need to listen to this interview. And it's been I've been know about that. Like I said, I've been know about this interview a long time ago, since I was a little squatter. You know what I'm saying? But Fat Joe tried to help out the family. But listen.
Do hair. I said, well, why don't you go to school for doing hair?
So Big Pun's wife said, I like to do hair. So this is what Big Pun's wife said, that she likes to do hair, and this is what Fat Joe had to say. Let me stop interrupting.
I'm going to get you some money. Now, what do you do? So she tells me, I like to do hair. I said, well, why don't you go to school for doing hair, and maybe you can open up 2-3 beauty salons and continue to support your family, because no one's going to continue to pay your bills because you're Big Pun's wife.
Maybe for a while in the beginning.
Yes, at the beginning. Okay. So
not forever.
Exactly. The point is, if I died, I don't expect no one to give my wife $5.
Fat Joe said if he died, he wouldn't expect nobody to give his wife $5. Damn, that's some deep shit.
We do the album Endangered Species.
Right. Which is after.
So now he's talking about the Fat Joe, the Big Pun album after Big Pun passed, and he's negotiating with Big Pun's wife. Listen.
Got paid on this album after Pun's death. No producer, no studio, no rapper, not me, no one. The full advance, which was hundreds of thousands of dollars, went to Liza Rios and the family.
Oh.
So after he passed, she had hundreds of thousands of dollars. I thought I did the right thing, Cypher.
Right.
Like, I thought I did the right thing. Right. She spent the money unwisely, right? She comes back and says, Joe, I'm doing bad again. We give her...
So he basically says that they did the album of Big Pun after his passing. And then, you know, they get some money and stuff from it. And then she comes back a few months later saying that she's doing bad. This is coming from Fat Joe.
Out of our pockets, we say, yo, we got to take care. Because at the end of the day, Pun's my brother. I take care of over 30 people for the last 15 years. Like 30 friends that they got to pay.
When you're in that game, it's more than one person you got to worry about, man.
Their family bills, they got to pay whatever. Why wouldn't I take care of Pun's wife and Pun's kids? You understand?
Of course.
So now she comes back for another check. I look out for her. I write her a check. Now the controversy happened to where, how could you expect to live off of Big Pun's name, being his wife, and you putting out DVDs of him pistol whipping you, and you and you calling him an animal?
Now, did you not hear that? Did you not hear that? She says, rewind that shit. That's the reason why he doesn't. And this interview was about 11 years ago or something like that. That's why he said, "Why? How can you had a Pun legacy and you putting out DVDs? This is DVD days. You heard him about Pun pistol whipping you. That's why Fat Joe didn't want to stand next to them. You know, shout out Chris Rivers and shit, but it's deeper than what you think, man."
I look out for her. I write her a check. Now the controversy happened to where, how could you expect to live off of Big Pun's name, being his wife, and you putting out DVDs of him pistol whipping you, and you and you calling him an animal, and you calling him a beast? This is the problem I have with Liza Rio, is that at the same time as saying I'm Pun's wife, take care of me, I'm Pun's wife, she's just
ran his name through the
basically
mud.
disrespecting his legacy.
You see that? You just heard it from Fat Joe's mouth. He said, how you going to live off of his name and then disrespect it at the same time? This comes from Fat Joe. That's what I'm saying. You got to read him. If you're really a fan of Big Pun, you should know shit like this. Listen to it one more time. That's why he didn't want to be around him. And this is 11 years ago.
Friends, they got to pay whatever. Why wouldn't I take care of Pun's wife and Pun's kids? You understand?
Of course.
So now she comes back for another check. I look out for her. I write her a check. Now the controversy happened to where how could you expect to live off of Big Pun's name being his wife? When you putting out DVDs of him pistol whipping you and you calling them
DVDs. That's how long it was.
And you putting out DVDs of him pistol whipping you and you calling them an animal and you calling them a beast. This is the problem I have with Liza Rio. Is that at the same time as saying, I'm Pun's wife, take care of me, I'm Pun's wife, she's just
ran his name through the mud.
basically disrespecting his legacy.
Right.
Like, if you have problems at home, and which to everybody, I don't believe that no man should pick up their hands for no woman in the universe, and I've never seen him do that personally. So after this DVD, she knows why mine and her communication has stopped.
Mm-hmm. Because after that DVD that she put out with her showing Big Pun pistol whipping her, you just said it. That's why Fat Joe and her communication has stopped. Because if that was somebody in your family or somebody that you brought up or helped out, and it's somebody who made a big legacy, would you ever want to go back to somebody like that? You just heard it. You just heard it. Come on.
This is the problem I have with Liza Rio. Is that at the same time as saying, I'm Pun's wife, take care of me, I'm Pun's wife, she's just
ran his name through the
basically
mud.
disrespecting his legacy.
Right.
Like, if you have problems at home, and which to everybody, I don't believe that no man should pick up their hands for no woman in the universe, and I've never seen him do that personally. So after this DVD, she knows why mine and her communication has stopped. Mm-hmm. Because I felt like that was disrespect to Pun, to his kids, whatever the case may be. At the end,
felt it was disrespectful to Pun's kids. Do you not understand? And he said it was disrespectful to Pun's kids. And this is 11 years ago. This is when Chris Rivers was still a little squatter. You know what I'm saying? That shit was disrespect. That's what his brother said. Fat Joe is Big Pun brother, and that's what he said. He felt it was disrespectful to Big Pun's kids to do some shit like that. But come on.
She is Pun's wife, so I never wanted to go back and forth with her and make it look ugly because I wanted to respect Pun. But it's been 10 years later. Every time I drop an album, she comes out with a full press explosion at Fat Joe. You know, Fat Joe, he sucks. The truth is, I did the right thing.
Well, but Joe, here's the thing. This is the tough part. What do we do now? Because the story is that his kids, your man's kids, are in a shelter. A, do you know if that's true? And B,
damn.
Regardless of Liza's mistakes, what can we do?
Whenever I tried, let me tell you something. Whenever I tried to reach out,
listen
to the family and stuff like that, I would love to have his kids in my house. You understand?
Big Pun is a legend. Fat Joe is Big Pun's brother. Fat Joe, this is way when Chris Rivers was a little nigga, a baby. Fat Joe said, I would love to have his kids in my house, but it's just the things that she did. And as a parent, you know what I'm saying? And you don't gotta be famous and shit, but just imagine you see all these little things going on, child supports and all that, where the mother talks shit or the father talks shit. Come on, yeah, y'all see it. But listen, he wanted Chris Rivers in his house. Fat Joe wanted Chris Rivers in his house. Listen,
what can we do?
Whenever I tried, let me tell you something. Whenever I tried to reach out to the family and stuff like that, I would love to have his kids in my house. You understand what I'm saying? But they've been brainwashed to believe that Joe robbed them.
They've been brainwashed to believe that Joe robbed them. From Mom Dukes. just like the situation with the 50. Of course, every parent want their kid. Nigga, I'm a successful, rich-ass motherfucker. Why wouldn't I want my firstborn child that made me go even harder? Of course, 50 Cent, Lord. But mom dukes, mommies, and, you know, fathers do, you know, make each parent feel bad because of certain things. But, you know, I usually see with the mommies, nigga, that's fucked up. No, but, you know, let me continue. Let me rewind it.
You understand what I'm saying? But they've been brainwashed to believe that Joe robbed them, that Joe ain't take care of them. I have royalty statements. I have never made $1 off of Big Pun since he passed away. She, honestly, and I don't want to start this because I know what it's going, she has to find a job.
He never made $1 in his statements about it. Free South Park, Mexico. Do you believe Joe cheated Bun? No, I don't believe that. You hear it, right? And like I said, I grew up. I'm just hearing about this, but I've been watching, go on YouTube after this though, don't do it, but go on YouTube and watch the Big Pun documentary years ago. Go on to YouTube and type in Big Pun beats his wife. That shit's been years ago, and that's reasons why this footage is out, because of her. So I don't believe in it. Jay Banner, President Salute, great, damn, big ass word. Great observation. Yeah, because it's the fact that I actually grew up loving Big Pun. You know, a lot of people I spend a lot of time in the Bronx. A lot of people would think, you know, yeah, I love Biggie. Come on now. But if you had to compare the two, I just want to see some more Pun. I always see every year you see a Biggie and Tupac movie or series. I want to see a Big Pun series. So maybe I can speak it into existence, even though it has the good and bad. But at the end of the day, people won't respect him because he got his own street. You know what I'm saying? But let's go.
Hold those values. For a woman experiencing domestic abuse, how do you come forward?
This is a documentary that his wife did.
To help.
You know what I'm saying? And this is why he's mad. I'm going to show you a documentary about, and that's why he said you slandering his name but didn't want to live off his name. I respect you, Fat Joe. I respect you. And I respect Big Pun School too, but, you know, I respect, you know, Fat Joe for having his own opinion. Look.
Those values. For a woman experiencing domestic abuse, how do you come forward when you have this vow of silence? It's basically like you're a snitch, and snitches are not well liked in hip-hop.
When Big Pun...
I said that earlier, so why would Fat Joe want to associate himself with, you know, the woman that made Big Pun look bad? And I only got this footage because she put it out there.
Security cameras in the house, the videotape captured his violent behavior.
There was always guns in our house all the time. And he was looking for this Mac 10. It was usually under the pillow. I retrieved the gun and I gave it to him. And right there on the video, you see, he just pistol with me. Just hit me across the face. I was like, oh my God. I thought my eye popped out. I was in so much pain. And I was so livid. And I took the shotgun. Clang, and I'm standing there on the top of the stairs.
So
if you look
basically, that's just like if Maindamilkman's. Yeah, I don't want to use Main, but y'all, a lot of people know it, and I'm gonna throw him a shout out because this is me viewing, you know, some of his show and shit. You know, fuck your gas peppers, but Maindamilk, just hold on, fuck that. That's just like if a married couple and a wife, and I've demanded everything in the world for them. Come on, this nigga Big Pun is a whole global universe. Either star, so you know you've been in mansions and thought of things you never believed in. You're a regular nigga, you know, a regular bitch, you get a trip to McDonald's and enjoy that shit. But, you know, just imagine, you know, your wife or spouse just letting shit out like that on you. You know what I'm saying? But let's go, let's continue.
Had to see psychiatrists, and that may or may not be true. But why was you depressed? Let's have fun with it. Don't get me wrong. I give him credit. He discovered Big Pun. He signed him. He got him the deal. That's a fact. But why was he depressed? Was Big Pun writing your lyrics?
Hello.
Were you afraid after Big Pun died? Oh, my God. I'm fooled out here. How can I make another hit record? Why were you depressed?
So, I mean, Maindamilkman is assuming that Fat Joe was depressed because, you know, Big Pun was his, you know, writing his lyrics and shit like that. But, you know, let's continue and shit.
I almost squashed the beef. If anybody on earth almost squashed the beef, it was me.
This is Fat Joe talking about squashing 50 Cent Ja Rule beef, and Main the Milkman is like, nigga, squash your the beef with, you know, the family members. Squash the beef with Big Pun wife type shit. If you want to squash beef like that. And that's Main the Milkman. You know what I'm saying? That was you know that was a good point. But the point that I made up was you can't fuck with people who ratted and shit. So that's a no for him. Just imagine if Fat Joe was there. You know how much street cred he would have lost? Oh man.
That's just a little different. I almost squashed the beef. If anybody on earth almost squashed the beef, it was me. Not squash the beef. I was gonna bring them both out to a concert. And I hope this ain't throwing nobody under the bus, but 50 was gonna do it.
Pay attention how this so-called he was gonna squash the beef and all this other stuff. You Mr. Peacemaker. Make peace with yourself, nigga. You got unfinished business, my nigga. It's about time. It's about time you make things right. Especially with Chris Rivers, nigga. Huh? Let's talk about it, man. Let's listen to this fraud.
He did try to make things right, but all right.
Joe Budden continued to, I'm sorry, Joe Budden.
Joe Budden. Oh my
God. It's about time. It's about time you make things right. Especially with Chris Rivers, nigga. Huh? Let's talk about it, man. Let's listen to this fraud. Joe Budden continued to, I'm sorry, Joe Budden. What the hell? I took a few sips.
Hold on, Joe Budden don't want to comment in none of that shit neither. You know what I'm saying? Joe Budden, you know what I'm saying? But fuck it. Everybody get bread. I want bread too. That's it on my God.
Joe. Respect Chris Rivers and his family. We pay attention.
So now Main the Milkman thinks Fat Joe was dissing Chris Rivers and his family. And I don't really believe it because shit, if somebody offered me to do a tribute to somebody I fuck with, I would have took it, but maybe, you know what I'm saying, he didn't want to disappoint, you know, Mom Dukes or something like that. But, you know, toast up to, you know, Chris Rivers, you know what I'm saying? What that got to do with it? My bad.
That's just a little different. I almost squashed the beef. If anybody on earth almost squashed the beef, it was me. So, not squash the beef.
So this is what made
sense. I ain't about nothing. It's a fact. So check this shit out. Fat Joe pulled up at Fred the Godson's street Revillion. Yes, he did.
Revillion. That was a good word. But Main the Milkman's like, damn, how you gonna pop up to Fred the Godson's Revillion of a motherfucking sign and not even pop up to motherfucking Big Pun thing? But y'all heard my opinion earlier. You know why I said it. But, you know, this is Main the Milkman's opinion. And he don't really know, you know, because he, you know, he be listening to Bumbayo. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, but listen.
Filling up his street of Fred the Godson. This was a few months ago in the same city, in the Bronx, New York. You know what I mean? You know, why you really couldn't really
put your... man is like, how you going to put up the Fred the Godson's revealing in the Bronx and not Big Pun? But, you know, I explained it. Y'all know now.
You know, why you really couldn't really put your pride to a side, my nigga, and pull up to the event and come on, my nigga. What we doing? This is Fat Joe at the unveiling of the street, Fred the Godson Street up in the Bronx.
What's up, y'all? What's going on, yeah? Hey, yo, let me tell you something, man. This is a beautiful day. It's a sad day.
That nigga Fat Joe pulled up in the snow. God damn, shit. Not that New York shit. But let's go.
Know what I mean? Let's talk about it, man. Fat Joe was nowhere in sight.
We still made it to the top. You know, I can't speak Spanish, but y'all get the point. You know, let me redo that for y'all.
And let's talk about it, man.
Yo, but it like I said, it could have been a whole bunch of, you know, reasons. But I know when I went to a Fat Joe concert, like he would always play a Big Pun joint. And this is when I was in New York, but Fat Joe performed at the damn Resorts World. You know what I'm saying? He performed in the Resorts World. He performed all his hits and shit, and then he ended it with the Big Pun joint, and everybody was just like, that's the casino in New York. Everybody, I'm just like, what? So like he always still showed Big Pun respect. He never slandered his name for no. Back then it wasn't called clout, but you know, let's go.
You know, Fat Joe was nowhere in sight. Was Fat Joe scared?
Damn, Maindamilkman trying to say Fat Joe was scared. Come on,
I mean, let's talk about it, man.
Lean back. Come on, bro. Let's go, son.
You know, Fat Joe was nowhere in sight. Was Fat Joe scared? Maybe. I don't know. But his whole family went out there. Shout out to the wife, his daughter, Star. You see Chris Rivers in his back, his other daughter over there, and his grandson. The little boy right there in the middle is Fat Joe's grandson. Fat Joe's
not Fat Joe's grandson. He meant to say Big Pun's grandson, but he corrected himself later after. You know, because I would have believed it too, but he definitely Maindamilkman corrected himself later. But he meant to say Big Pun's grandson.
My father now, and that just goes to show, like, damn, look how many years it's been, my nigga. Look how many years it's been. Nigga got a grandson now, my nigga. I think that nigga need to make it right. I could be wrong. He need to make it right. Now, let's go back to what
Fat Joe is about to talk about some more shit right now. I said, let's go.
I think maybe last year or two, talking about, he almost squashed the beef between 50 Cent and Ja Rule. That's what I be talking about, like how certain people are. Here he is talking about he's trying to squash the beef between 50 Cent and Ja Rule.
Hold on, first of all, bro, Maindamilkman, squash the beef with presents because your ass blocked me. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit. But you got all that content, so you got so much to say. Squash the beef and this and that. Y'all heard the other thing I said earlier. I forgot. But squash the beef. Come on, squash the beef with presents, nigga. The fuck you mad at me for, nigga? Shit.
50 Cent done violated you and came at your neck. We ain't forget about that.
And this is him flaming Fat Joe because he don't really know the situation, but he's talking about Fat Joe and 50 Cent situation. I said,
after 50 Cent done violated you and came at your neck, we ain't forget about that shit, nigga. You look crazy.
Wow.
Huh? Y'all look crazy until the point y'all had to make that song ganging up on 50 Cent with like 5 people on the track. I got 100 guns, 100 clips. Nigga, I'm from New York. Y'all remember that shit? Huh? And then my nigga 50 Cent came back and came at them niggas hard. Pause. Let's get it in.
So basically, Maindamilkman is saying from the 100 ball, he's like, damn, Fat Joe, you trying to squash beef with 50 Cent and Ja Rule, but you can't squash the beef with you and Big Pun's wife and, you know, whatever other shit, you know, you got going on. But Maindamilkman can't even squash the beef with me, and I ain't even did shit. You know what I'm saying? But he said, Fat Joe, don't forget, you trying to squash beef and trying to make, you know, make lovely situation for Ja Rule and 50, and that nigga 50 Cent killed you. And hold on, he said you and Ja Rule and all them niggas had to come together to get at 50. But this what he talk about. I said, oh my God.
I'm from New York.
Hold on. Nah, I don't want it to be like that. Hold on, let me get the plug right first. Hold
and
on.
then my nigga 50 Cent.
Hold on, let me do that shit right.
Like 5 people on the track. I got 100 guns.
Fuck that. Rewind.
Y'all look crazy until the point I had to make that song ganging up on 50 Cent with like 5 people on the track. I got 100 guns, 100 clips. Nigga, I'm from New York. Y'all remember that shit?
Hell yeah.
And then my nigga 50 Cent came back and came at them niggas hard. Pause.
What?
Let's get it in.
I said,
I'm from New York. Yeah. You can tell the way the homie spit. I'm from New York. Yeah.
Damn, Maindamilkman, why you had to expose? But then he said 50 Cent came like this, and 50 Cent came like this. I said,
oh man, you know how I shine. I'm in the hood, in the drop, Teflon, final top, got 100 wild here. That nigga thought lean backwards in the club. My soul 11 mil.
His shit was a dub. Oh my God, 50. Oh, 5th. And that's why nobody want to ever come at 50, son. Because, you know what I mean? Presents, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like the 5th. The shit wasn't called trolling back then when 50 was doing it, but nigga, that nigga, hold on.
I'm from New York.
New York. Yeah. You can tell the way the holy spit. I'm from New York. New York.
Yeah. What the fuck, this?
Oh man. You know how I shine. I'm in the hood, in the drop, Teflon, final top. Got 100, wow, here, no. Fat dog lean backwards in the club. My soul 11 mil. This was a dog.
Damn, Phil. Jay Barron is LOL. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? But then the thing is, the whole thing is like, maybe Maine the Milkman don't know that. I mean, yeah, he in Miami. Fat Joe is good. He got bread. But don't forget, Fat Joe also 50 Cent, and this is like a side note and shit, because Maine the Milkman just said, didn't 50 Cent kill you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, this is Maine the Milkman, Fat Joe, so don't come at me, nigga. Go at this nigga Maine the Milkman.
And then my nigga 50 Cent came back and came at them niggas hard. Pause. Let's get it in.
So this is Maine the Milkman, so go at that nigga. But look, 50 Cent put, you know what I'm saying, Fat Joe on Unsung, you know what I'm saying? So maybe he don't have it like that, Maine the Milkman, to put Chris Rivers on. You know what I mean? I said,
man, you know how I shine. I'm in the hood. Space. My issue with Joe was his relationship with Ja. Whenever Fat Joe and 50 Cent saw each other, there's gonna be something big. You're responsible for your own taxes. I gotta give you these 4 months in jail.
Fat Joe on an all-new Unsung tonight at 8.
What the fuck? That's what I'm saying. Maybe you just don't know. You know what I mean? Like, hold on. I don't like Fat Joe. I said, oh no. I said, oh no.
All new Unsung tonight. Jail. Fat Joe on an all new Unsung. Fat Joe on an all new Unsung tonight.
So the 50 did do his thing, but Fat Joe's still a legend and shit. But you know what I mean? You can't just say that he ain't trying to help Chris Rivers out, because the nigga tried to give him opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Tried the opportunity him. But you know.
Rapping the parts of his father in like a Big Pun, like I guess they did like or whatever at Radio City Music Hall, and Chris Rivers declined to do the parts of his father. Mind you, you reach out to him after all these years. You don't really, try to,
reach out to him after all these years. That's still it's better late than never. You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I mean? It's better late than never. But
I'll help the nigga get a deal or whatever the situation may be. And the nigga can rap, and you don't help your so-called brother's son out that damn near raps identical to his father. You ask him not to do his own music, but to rap over his father's.
You don't know the deal though, man. The Milkman. You never know if Fat Joe was about to have him do his own music, but
over his father's music and sing his father's lyrics. Excuse me, to
Jesus
lyrics. Excuse me, to
Man, the Milkman. You know what I'm saying? I hope you Gucci.
Excuse me, to rap over his father's lyrics. To me, that's kind of like, in a sense, kind of disrespectful the way you go about doing it.
Disrespectful for Fat Joe to finally come out of all these years to hit up Chris Rivers and say, perform, rap your father's lyrics. Of course, he could have spit a damn freestyle or something, but come on. Fat Joe was trying to reach out to him. Y'all heard at the beginning, Fat Joe wanted Big Pun's kids. You know what I'm saying?
You have no relationship with this kid ever since his dad died when Chris.
Because, see, that's what I'm saying. If Maine actually knew, if y'all go to the beginning, y'all hear it, I showed it. Fat Joe said he wanted Big Pun's kids. But because, Big Pun's wife was trying to get attention and money off of, messing up Big Pun's name. Like, I shouldn't have even known Big Pun did half of this shit like that. But maybe it'd be like a New Edition movie or all these movies that be showing y'all the real shit. But, I still want to see a movie.
6 years old. You reach out to him as a grown man, then they're over 20 years later talking about something, we want you to rap.
So when he was 6 years old and he reached out to him as a grown man, I'd rather him reach out to him as a grown man than Chris Rivers being an old man. I said, oh my God.
20 years later talking about something, we want you to rap. It doesn't really make sense. You have to make the peace and
it don't make sense, and you have to make the peace. That was him making the peace. Saying, come through to this big ass damn shit. I forget the big ass place that it was. Some big place. I think y'all gonna hear it, but he asked him to come, and you gotta make the peace. That was the peace, man. But
try to have him come out there for you to use him. That's what you was doing. You was doing it.
So Maine was like, he was calling and reaching out to him to use him. I mean, everybody, you know, that's everybody's opinion. You know what I'm saying?
But you got this dope flow about you that, you know, I can definitely appreciate, man.
And
I want to let you.
Don't forget, going behind the bar and check out like the whole. Damn, relax, man. Jesus. Going behind the bar and watch the whole after this shit, anxious. But going this shit, he got good content. But yeah, I got to see. My opinion is content crazy. But I said, let's go.
But you got
this is behind the bar, Main and Milkman talking to Chris Rivers.
Dope flow about you that, you know, I can definitely appreciate, man. And I want to let you appreciate you on behind the bar. That's a fact. You heard?
Yo, thank you so much, King. That really means the world.
Hold on. Before Man and Milkman talks to this motherfucker there, Chris Rivers, what Chris Rivers had to say?
Presence is the best out of everybody.
All right, there we go. Appreciate it, bro. You know what I'm saying? But Chris Rivers, let's go. Let's continue the show. I said, oh my God. Damn, son. Prezi. But if y'all enjoy the show, really, like, you know, hit the like and share and let people know. But this is another thing. Like I was saying, like, Man the Milkman was like, Fat Joe got Big Pun son out here broke in the shelter and shit. And I'm going to show y'all that shit too. Like, and I know he didn't want to tell us, but look.
Hey, be able to survive, my nigga. Huh? What we doing? Huh?
Basically, he said this is what Big Pun's son has to do to make money. Even though this nigga,
heart attack. Let's talk about it, nigga.
Even though that nigga got the money. But look. Hold on, see comment. Mike from Boston. Gloves. Appreciate you, man. Now look, this is Main the Milkman from behind the bar saying, Fat Joe, damn, Chris Rivers' Big Pun's son should not be selling merchandise to try and move to California. He should have the bread. This is Main the Milkman, Fat Joe. This is Main the Milkman from behind the bar, not me. I'm just, you know, this is Main the Milkman. This is what he looked like. This is what he looked like, Fat Joe. So this is him. I'm just, you know what I mean, letting you know. So, you know, if you got a problem with Fat Joe, go after this nigga. I said, lean back.
Able to survive, my nigga. Huh? What we doing? Huh?
Hey guys, this is pretty cool, so stick around. As some of you know, I'm moving across the country, and this is very exciting, and I'm saving money for this. But as I am packing, I realized there's some cool stuff that I could raffle off that could be like collectibles. So check this out. I'm raffling off these 3 pairs of Ewing/Big Pun collaboration kit.
He's raffling off sneakers. Man, the Milkman is like, Big Pun's son should not be raffling off sneakers to move to California. I believe Man the Milkman put the link in the bio, and that's how genuine Man the Milkman be. But I don't think Big Pun's son should be raffling off sneakers and shit just to move. Damn, let me get a drink. Damn. All right, let's continue. And now Chris Rivers is raffling off stickers to put on your shirt and shit just to move to California. Man the Milkman. I said, oh my God. That shit is crazy. Those sneakers do look good, but come on, you shouldn't have to do that.
Down. I, on the other hand, did it perfectly. Therefore, I don't need to do that. You have done this entire process. You have successfully.
So that is the Big Pun stickers. So you basically take an iron and you stick it on the cloth, and then you got the Big Pun sticker. Fat Joe's, man.
Unpatch the clothing item. Congratulations. Congratulations. I hope this has been informative to all of you. If you have not purchased your pun patch yet and would like one to do what I just did today, then please click the link in my bio.
So please click the link in Chris Rivers' bio so you can get a raffle ticket to some, you know, collectible Big Pun shoes, and so you can get a sticker to put on your shirt. Please support your boy. You know what I'm saying? I know that he fucks with me, son. I know he fucks with me, man. Chris Rivers, what you have to say about presents?
Presents is the best out of everybody.
All right, cool. Let's continue the show, but damn, you know, this shit is just crazy, son. This shit's crazy. But who knows, you know? But I just had to let the people know the reason why Fat Joe did not want to be around that situation. because as I let y'all see the documents and everything at the beginning, that shit was not cool. But shout out to the revealing too, though. You know what I mean?
I ain't about nothing. It's a fact. So check this shit out. Fat Joe pulled up at Fred the Godson's street revealing. Yes, he did. Unveiling of his street. Fred Godson. This was Ames City in the Bronx.
So Main the Milkman is coming at Fat Joe. So Fat Joe, you better watch out, bruh. Because Main the Milkman don't play, bruh. Main the Milkman don't play, son. I said, oh my God.
What he said. So let's go back to Joe. Let's go back to this guy. Been an apology, a conversation. He's like, hey, we need you to rap over your father's lyrics. Like, that's tacky. Pay attention.
Who raps, apparently. And something that I never disclosed, and I'm not trying to talk down on nobody, but I invited his son, who raps, apparently, raps.
He corrected himself.
To come and do Big Pun's parts. He declined. I invited him when we bigged up Big Pun in Radio City Music Hall, one of the biggest venues.
That was the place, Radio City. All right, nigga, all right, damn, relax.
The world, where every rapper in the world was there. Where
why made the Milkman looking at Fat Joe like that, yo? Why made the Milkman looking at this nigga like it's such disrespect? You can't even really see his face, but you could see man was just looking at this nigga like, nigga.
His shit in the world, but they declined. That's cool. I was the bigger guy and orphan.
So for another shot, he says he was the bigger guy. Say he was the bigger man than Chris Rivers by offering him.
No, that's what you bro, man. You said that Fat Joe has to squash the beef. You know what I'm saying? Get over it. He just said that he was the bigger guy and tried to squash the beef. Come on, man. You can't contradict yourself, but Presence is back.
Opportunity to rap over his father's music and his father's lyrics. You know what I mean? Pay attention to the shots. We're not done yet, y'all. We're gonna break it down real good.
You know,
my guy Psych L, thank you for your donation.
Man, fuck Psych L, son.
You gotta listen to what was told to him. So I respect that it's all good, but we gotta salute the one and only Big Mother Pun, Big Pun Plaza. We love Pun. To the day we die, we represent Big Pun. Big Pun passed away. I went to 2 years of depression, seeing psychiatry.
And I see things like that is real. So, I mean, Fat Joe is actually telling you things that he went through. You know what I'm saying? That shit is real. That's your road dog. Somebody that you've been through ups and downs together. You know what I'm saying? But
you can't tell me how I love my brother. I love him to death.
Let's break it down. After Big Pun's death, allegedly, he just said, that he was going through depression, had to see psychiatrists, and that may or may not be true. But why was you depressed? Let's have fun with it. Don't get me wrong. I give him credit. He discovered Big Pun. He signed him. I don't know. Got him the deal. That's a fact. But why was he depressed? Was Big Pun writing your lyrics?
Oh.
Were you afraid after Big Pun died? Oh my God. Oh. I'm fooled out here. How can I make another hit record? No. Why were you depressed? Were you generally depressed because your brother died? Or was you depressed because your main cow, what do they call it? A cash cow just passed away from a heart attack. Let's talk about it, Nick.
Damn, this is Man the Milkman from behind the bar saying, nigga, Fat Joe, you wasn't depressed because anything else. You was depressed because that Big Pun was your cash cow. Damn, man, you ain't got to go that hard, man. Like, people go through things. I damn sure know that he didn't depend on him to have, Big Pun to be his cash cow, because don't forget he had Remy Ma with him back in the day. Big Pun was signing Fat Joe was signing motherfuckers back in the day. But damn, Man the Milkman.
From a heart attack. Let's talk about it, nigga. If you're gonna keep it real, let's keep it real. And I'm gonna be objective here, you know what I mean? Let's talk about it, my nigga. Why were you depressed for 2 years after Big Pun died? Because apparently you didn't give a fuck about his family.
Oh.
Big Pun got hits after hits after hits after hits. Where's the money at, my nigga? Why the fuck was Chris Rivers and his family homeless? Why was his wife homeless and broke? Why was Chris Rivers going to school with bummy ass clothes? You're Fat Joe, nigga. Huh? You've been in the game for over 20 years, hits after hit after hit. Nigga, what? That's your brother? Damn. That's what you call. You said you said that nigga Big Pun's your brother. What a brother like? I see why the hater says, you know, brother. He don't like the word brother, and I get it. Because if that's how brothers treat each other, god damn, nigga, huh? Why haven't you put this nigga on yet, nigga? My guy, you know, and I'm not bashing, I'm not shitting on Chris Rivers right now.
That's what I'm saying. He probably ain't put him on because, you know what I'm saying? Come on. I mean, of course Chris Rivers love his mom, and Fat Joe has a problem with his mom bashing Big Pun. I'm going to put Chris Rivers on and let you and your mom eat when your mom was, I'll put you on, but you got to get over that. But
hey, to be able to survive, my nigga. Huh? What we doing?
Damn, yo. Just crazy, but, you know, that's just, I guess, the lifestyle.
Rapping the parts of his father in like a Big Pun, like, I guess they did like a tribute to him or whatever at Radio City Music Hall. And Chris Rivers declined to do the parts of his father. Mind you, you reach out to him after all these years. You don't really, you know, try to, you know, help him out, help the nigga get a deal or whatever the situation may be. And you know the nigga can rap. And, you know, you don't help your so-called brother's son out that damn near raps identical to his father. You act.
Fat Joe, you gonna let this nigga talk to you like that? I said, oh my God.
Asked him not to do his own music, but to rap over his father's music and sing his father's lyrics. Excuse me, to rap over his father's lyrics. To me, that's kind of like, in a sense, kind of disrespectful the way you go about doing it. Mind you, you have no relationship with this kid ever since his dad died when Chris was 6 years old. You reach out to him as a grown man, then they're over 20 years later talking about something, we want you to rap. It doesn't really make sense. You have to make the peace and before you try to have and come out there for you to use him. That's what you was doing. You was doing it.
Man, the milkman said Fat Joe was trying to use him. I said, oh my God.
What he said. So let's go back to Joe.
Y'all already got the damn drift for the shit. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you tell a friend. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm trying to do some more shits, you know what I'm saying? But, damn, yo. Man, the milkman really went at Fat Joe, but really didn't know. I'm going to show you, before I end this shit, I'm going to show you that Fat Joe wanted to have Chris Rivers' kids.
Oh,
I mean, he wanted to have Chris Rivers. He wanted to have Big Pun's kids.
Yo, we got to take care, because at the end of dollars, I thought I did the right thing, Cypher.
Right.
Like, I thought I did the right thing. She spent the money unwisely, right? She comes back and says, Joe, I'm doing bad again. We give her a check out of our pockets. We say, yo, we got to take care. Because at the end of the day, Pun's my brother. I take care of over 30 people
11 years ago.
15 years. Like 30 friends that they got to pay their family bills. They got to pay their rent. They got to pay whatever. Why wouldn't I take care of Pun's wife and Pun's kids? You understand?
Of course.
So now she comes back for another check. I look out for her. I write her a check. Now the controversy happened to where, how could you expect to live off of Big Pun's name being his wife? And you putting out DVDs of him pistol whipping you, and you and you calling him an animal, and you calling him a beast. This is the problem I have with Liza Rios, is that at the same time as saying, I'm Pun's wife, take care of me, I'm Pun's wife, she's just
ran his name
basically disrespecting his legacy.
Right.
Like, if you have problems at home, and which to everybody, I don't believe that no man should pick up their hands for no woman in the universe, and I've never seen him do that personally. So after this DVD, she knows why mine and her communication has stopped. Because I felt like that was disrespect to Pun, to his kids, whatever the case may be.
Felt it was disrespect to Pun and his kids. So at the end of the day, Fat Joe did it because that was disrespect to his kids, to his brother's kids.
So after this DVD, she knows why mine and her communication has stopped. Because I felt like that was disrespect to Pun, to his kids, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, she is Pun's wife, so I never wanted to go back and forth with her and make it look ugly, because I wanted to respect Pun. But it's been 10 years later. Every time I drop an album, She comes out with a full press explosion at Fat Joe. You know, Fat Joe, he sucks. The truth is, I did the right thing.
Well, but Joe, here's the thing. This is the tough.
Big Pun's wife would always, this is earlier, would always, you know, talk junk about, you know, Fat Joe when he come out with an album.
What do we do?
What clout chasing is now, but it was a different word back in the day.
Now, because the story is that his kids, your man's kids.
So now they like, what do you do now? Because his kids is in a shelter. This is 11 years ago. So Fat Joe did care about Big Pun's kids.
Press explosion at Fat Joe. You know, Fat Joe, he sucks. The truth is, I did the right thing.
Well, but Joe, here's the thing. This is the tough part. What do we do now? Because the story is that his kids, your man's kids, are in a shelter. A, do you know if that's true? And B, regardless of Liza's mistakes, what can we do?
Whenever I tried, let me tell you something. Whenever I tried to reach out to the family and stuff like that, I would love to have his kids in my house. You understand what I'm saying?
This is when Chris Rivers was a baby. I would love to have Big Pun's kids in my house. So Fat Joe wanted to raise Chris Rivers, but you see his mom was doing all that extra shit. So obviously, how am I gonna get my brother's son and kids when the mother is not trying to do that shit? Listen, so Fat Joe always cared about Chris Rivers. Fat Joe always cared about Chris Rivers.
To the family and stuff like that. I would love to have his kids in my house. You understand what I'm saying? But they've been brainwashed to believe that Joe robbed them, that Joe ain't take care of them. I have royalty statements. I have never made $1 off of Big Pun since he passed away. She honestly, and I don't want to.
He never made $1 after Big Pun passing. Come on, man. Listen, Fat Joe always cared about Chris Rivers, always cared about Big Pun's sons and daughters. You know what I'm saying, grandson. But come on, y'all can't say Fat Joe, he didn't want to be next to Big Pun's wife that smashed and, you know, messed up his name. It's definitely a blessing that he had a streak, but, you know what I mean? Why would Fat Joe want to stand next to somebody who, you know, and a lot of y'all probably didn't know about that or seen the footage, but I'll let you know, you know what I'm saying? But that's not me. I didn't film it. I didn't put it out. That was Big Pun's wife.
It's because I know what it's going.
And this is what Fat Joe had to say that Big Pun's wife has to do.
She has to find a job somehow. Because I know what it's going. She has to find a job somehow, some way. She has to find a job.
Damn. But you know what I mean? That's the show and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, let other people know. But I actually gave you like some things because like I said about 5 times. I actually, as a young nigga, 10 years old, 12, I actually was in the Bronx. I grew up just always liking Big Pun because I haven't heard enough of him. Every barbecue, every this and that I went to as a nigga, it was always Biggie. You know what I'm saying? And then I heard Big Pun do that damn verse off of Dr. Dre's and Snoop Dogg's Deep Cover. And then I heard, you know, I started learning. But I was more interested in them, you know, but y'all go ahead and enjoy the show. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, like a friend, tell a friend, but presence, you know what I mean? Fat Joe, I respect you, I understand. Big Pun, you always gonna be a legend, and I understand what the fuck and why you did that shit. I said,
let's talk about it, man.
You know what I mean? Man, I love y'all, man, but she, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead. I ain't mean to keep up all of y'all time and shit, but you know what I'm saying? Let's go.
That I can barely speak English or Spanish. I don't know what the fuck I be speaking sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit about me. You know what I mean? That makes me different. Yo, how are you American and you can't even speak English or Spanish? This should be all gibberish. I don't know. I don't know. It's just me.
It's just me. Oh, man.
It's me.
I love that shit. Let's go.
After show. After show, moonlight. After show. After show. After show. Moonlight.
Drunk a nigga till he dead. Prezi don't give a shit. He does what he wants. He control who he wants. Drunk a nigga till he dead. Oh no, Prezi don't give a shit. Oh no, he does what he wants. He controls who he wants to. AK President, yeah, that gun I trove his back. I trove flip so bad. When flip, got my youth to delete it. Let them know I took the bonus with me. I'm behind them all, but I'm not paying for shit. Shout out Maindamilkman, fuck the main play. Like the beach is the new landscape. I done G new big shampoo.
Shit, let's go, y'all. I love y'all, but I'm gonna end it here because I really respect the people who used to rock with me. You know what I'm saying? I respect y'all, but I'm trying, y'all. But sweat.
Discovered me on Queen Flip. AK Presents had that shit lit. Queen Flip didn't like that shit. My fight, here go my courage. I try to do it solo, low. About to start knocking down doors, yo. Ask Queen Flip, what is up, bro? You know how sensitive I'm with it, oh. I'm about to be back on my slack shit. Pro King is fucking acne. No comeback king, that's a no. Moonlight got me aching, press.